I think this is episode 8. Nathan is already texting.
Okay, I'll just start off with our bread and butter, which is just poop related content. What's your yearly salary you think you'd have to get before you'd be willing to let someone control when you poop?
Hey, man, working for the capitalist system, they already control when you poop, man. They control when you poop,
but if
when
it
you
wasn't,
eat, who you love.
it wasn't so, it's not someone so charismatic as like Jeff Bezos. Like, what if someone else, like there's just a person that when you would go take a shit at your work or anywhere, you just had to text them like, hey, can I poop? And if they say no, you have to like hold it in as long as you can. And if you poop, by the way, and they don't let you, you have to pay them back for that poop. Kind of like PTO.
Well, that's what it was to be in school. You ever think about, we lived through that, where you would ask a giant person, you'd be like, can I go to the bathroom? And they would go, no. And if you try to, I'll call your parents and tell them you tried to go to the bathroom against my wishes, and I'll beat you. They can't do that. Come on. They're heroes.
So so you would do it for like an elementary school education? That's the price you would pay for.
I would do it to just learn about shapes and whatever else. I mean, I know about shapes, but brush up on shapes. I would.
Yeah, if someone really explained Pythagorean theorem to me, I would let them control when I poop.
I don't feel like that's that big a deal.
Okay, it's a big deal. Someone controls when you poop. You're imagining some kind of benevolent force, like a teacher. Imagine someone who like took that job and was a real Caesar.
I mean, in some sense, no one can
Julius
control.
Caesar.
In some sense, no one can really control when you poop. If I am willing to poop in my seat and I threaten that, like, I'm the teacher now. Dude, you don't let me do whatever I want, I will shit the classroom again.
Yeah, but I'm saying like in a like you're an adult and you are at an adult function, like a family dinner.
Dude, even more.
Do you have to take a poop? You think they're not like there? You're imagining, imagine some kind of like,
I'll find them.
Think you find them. Think of this more of like a 50 Shades of Grey. Like you text, they're like daddy on your fucking phone or whatever, and you text like, "Can I poop?" And I don't know what else you would name them on your phone besides daddy, but "Can I poop?" And they just go like, "No," like
or worse,
no, that's like no poop, like period.
Poop. They were just like half ...
Yeah, something like that. Like you're imagining like you're some kind of like. You're like a teacher, parent. Like you could upset them by pooping in that room. They're not there. They're somewhere else.
Everyone has a family. Everyone has weaknesses. I'll find them. I will poop on them.
If it makes you feel better, you'll also get federal holidays off.
It makes me feel nothing. Listen to me, you corporatists. You tell me what to do. I'll poop on your kids. I'll poop on their pets. I'll poop on your mom.
You don't have to take this job. Like nobody's making you do it. I'm
going to take it, and then I'm going to take a stand, and then I'm going to take a shit.
You take a pay cut?
No, I don't think so. I think if I shit on these people's kids out of protest, I would not get a pay cut.
No, I'm asking you, would you take just lesser pay? You could just prove the point.
For the ability to shit whenever I want?
Yeah. You don't have to. You could just work a regular job. You don't have to work this job where someone wants to own
that would
when
hurt
you
my
poop.
protest.
I mean, I'm going to assume it's a fetish for them. I don't know why else you would want to control when somebody pooped. If you're not jerking off to that, I don't know what else you're doing to it.
No, I could see people getting to like don't poop by looking at like aggregate data. They're just like, yeah, the average worker poops this much time equals this much money, and then coming to like, therefore no one poops. And they go, well, won't we have a worse retention rate if no one's allowed to poop? Won't the retention rate be, I don't know, 2 days? They're like, yeah, we factored that in. It's actually cheaper for us to just hire new people and not let them poop than it is for our employees to poop.
Do you think this is how you become as rich as Jeff Bezos?
Oh yeah.
You think this is Jeff Bezos' secret? He's just like, nobody needs to poop and we'll be
We're going to see signs in the bathroom that's like, employees must wash hands and mustn't poop.
There's like, there's a bunch of union buster stuff, like no unions or pooping.
If you have to poop really bad, you can pee again.
2 pees.
You pee that poop out for your family. You have to. You're the primary breadwinner. You got to pee out your poop. Someone who's taking this job and has to pee out their poop, they need the money.
Do you eat more or less fiber for that?
Pee out your poop? You eat what they give you. You can afford. You're blue collar. I think you're imagining you have more choices than you really do. I mean, if someone's choosing whether or not you're pooping, a lot of other stuff is chosen for you too.
So what salary would you take? What's the literal?
Just more than I'm making now.
How much are you making now?
Well, now this is a different kind of question. Suddenly the silly fancifulness, the crazy hypothetical questions that I like, actually, how much?
How much you make? What's your salary? What should your fellow employees be making? In a true communist utopia, you should all be making this much and pooping the same amount.
I don't make that much, but I make up for it in the amount of shits I take.
Do you think Lenin would have gotten as much backing as he did if he wasn't arguing for everyone getting paid the same, but everyone pooped the same amount?
Equality of outcomes.
Yeah. If he was just like everyone should take the same amount of shits. It's not about what you eat, it's about how much you shit. That defines a man. And like if Marx was a real like everybody needs to poop equally and we'll have utopia. Do you think he would have gotten as much ground and footing?
Or is it
Or
like it's like from each what they can give? No, to eat. Fuck, what is it? I was gonna replace one of them with poop.
good bit. Very funny.
From the thing?
No, I've never read
It's
the
like
Communist Manifesto.
from each based on ability, to each based on needs. But it's poop.
Mhm.
But poop though, from
Yeah.
each poop to each poop. I'm a little lost. This analogy doesn't stack up great. We talked about this earlier. What if poop could come? What if
I think
poop
it would
could
be-
come, dude? If poop could come, it implies that poop could have babies.
Yeah.
And we would
the
discover that
babies
it turns
be poop?
out
I don't want to do this.
it turns out because people up until now thought that the only way to make poop is by pooping, but it turns out poop can make poop itself.
The only viewer of this podcast, my girlfriend, brought up how much we talk about poop and cum, and Nick's question was just, what if poop
question.
could
What
cum?
if cum could poop? It probably can. I mean, it's like a little tadpole.
I bet it'd be very tiny specks.
Yeah, it'd be smaller than the sperm.
Do you think people would still give head if they knew that
Cum
there were
could
tiny
poop?
poops being? Yeah, if cum could poop a little bit in your mouth, like you may get pink eye. It's like from what? My
cum
cum,
poop.
the cum poop. No, I don't want to do this. I have actual questions. These are terrible.
You have better questions than what if cum could poop?
Yeah,
If cum can poop, I mean, think about all the other things. Cum could
I
probably
almost, it can have feelings. It could be a real boy. And then where would abortion rights stand?
love. If cum can
If
poop,
cum
cum
could
can
poop
eat.
and cum has a heart, and then where we stand on abortion?
Cum could eat. What if cum
Yeah.
eats like meat?
Yeah, and then Texas was right the whole time. Okay,
That'd be amazing.
would you, if that's how you, if that's how
Someone
we
like Senator got
proved?
it. Cum can poop. No more abortions. Cum can poop.
Yeah, do you think that's the
Seen it,
line?
it's smelly, and it's beautiful. Did we talk
Next.
about this? How we like? I feel like with with politics, we missed out on a golden age of like we didn't get to do the gay marriage debate really, but like
Yeah.
what a fun argument because there was people on the one side who were like gay marriage. It should be legal. People love people. Blah, blah, blah. And then on the other side, there are people like, what if there's gay marriage, people will fuck horses? Like that was a political discussion where on one side they were like, what about horse fucking?
Do you think there was just one guy that wanted to fuck a horse? It was like, if he gets to fuck another dude, I get to suck that horse's dick.
I honestly, I believe it was sincere fear of people fucking. I think he was worried about centaurs. We're going to have centaurs. If we let these gays get
You
married,
think-
centaurs. They're going to have swords and bow and arrows. It's going to be crazy.
We're gonna have magic. He read all the Lord of
Yeah.
the Rings, and all he took from it was just like, I don't want centaur
Yeah,
people.
he watched The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and he's just like bags. This is what
Once we let
happens.
one homo in,
Yeah,
lions will start being Jesus, and
he's watching Lion, Witch, and Wardrobe, and he's like, this is set in New Jersey, just in the future. That's what New Jersey will be like if Senator Obama gets his way.
Do
This
they
chick is
still
set
have
in,
all
like,
the English
2006.
accents?
Those aren't English accents. That's just what gay people sound.
Oh,
Mhm.
I like that in this analogy. He's not scared of the evil witch lady. He's scared of the Jesus analogy lion and all the centaurs that are all on the good guys teams. He took that movie the wrong way. He thought the ice world was good because she's stopping the homos. She's freezing them out.
But they're just and it's not forever. They're just until they're fixed.
Do you think it's cold weather? Do you think that's the fix? Do you think cold weather?
Oh, wow. Could it be so cold you're not gay?
Yeah. Do you think if it gets like Minnesota, there's no
I
gay
think in
people
general,
just because
yeah,
of
it's like when I'm cold, I'm not straight anymore. I don't want to have sex when I'm cold with women. I get
okay.
gay. I get gay when I'm cold, but I assume that the opposite would happen for gay people.
Next question. What do you think is, god damn, your eyes look tired and upset.
Hey, check out this centaur joke I thought of many years ago that, if centaurs would probably be pretty sensitive, you'd go up and you go, hey, Mr. Centaur. So what was your mom a person and your dad was a horse? And then they'd go, fuck you. No, both my parents were centaurs. What's wrong with you?
But somewhere down the line, they fucked a horse.
You like that joke?
It's okay.
That's what other people said too.
The end was that they were a centaurs. It's kind of lame. Next question. Okay.
Sure, why not?
What do you think is worse? You have a child. Would you prefer them be a stripper or an attempted circus performer? They did not succeed at that. They tried and they are still trying, but they have not gotten into the circus.
They don't have it.
Yeah, they don't have whatever it takes to be in the circus, or would you prefer them be a stripper?
Like he tries to juggle, but he only juggles like 2 pins. Like, I think you have to do 3, and he's like, it's not you don't get it. It's not about the number. It's about some
the
other
energy.
fact. Yeah.
Yeah, he was giving excuses. He can't really get the clown makeup just right, but he's trying, and he talks about it a lot at events where your family is, and they're
Or a successful stripper.
yeah,
He's successful.
they are successful. I'm not going to gender them.
I'm gendering him.
Okay, he is just a very successful stripper.
That's surprising given he's a man. Most strippers are women.
Borderline a prostitute. Is that successful? Do strippers, is a prostitute just a very successful stripper, or is that?
I don't think so.
the
I don't
goal
think
to get
strippers
less
are like,
clothes?
how do I break the glass ceiling and get into? I just can't get into the clique of prostitutes. I need an in.
Let's say they are not a prostitute, but just stripper or attempted clown.
I think in this capitalist system, we're all clown and we're all strippers, and it's not right. We better run. Is that what the communists want? They want us to run? No, they want us to fight.
They want us all to poop at the same time. So which would you prefer?
What was the question? Are you asking me if my son is gay?
I mean, if you just moved north.
Lots of callbacks coming from Nathan tonight. Why write a new joke when we said a joke earlier?
Yeah.
Anyway, what would I pick?
What would you pick? What would be more ideal for you?
Democracy, freedom, equality.
So when your child came to you crying, Kevin came to you crying
about consumerism.
But being a male stripper, you would just scream, "What of democracy?" And then you would throw back your whiskey, pop your polo, and just go to bed. That's your big plan. And then you would drown out his tears with the Rush Limbaugh.
Wait, am I conservative now? I thought I was a radical communist.
A little bit of both.
Oh, a little bit of both.
Yeah, you're like a Lenin Rush Limbaugh type.
I've never met a Lenin Rush Limbaugh type.
You think the frogs are gay, but they should all be
Rush
equally
Limbaugh didn't say that. That was Alex Jones.
Kind of the same thing.
I don't think you can just ascribe people thinking frogs are gay to like anybody. I don't think people who don't think frogs are gay like when you do that. And apparently, also the frogs are gay.
No, they are. We did this in the old before podcast, but yeah, they are actually turning.
The frogs are actually gay.
Well, actually, the frogs are transgender, but yeah. Next question. This is more of a pitch for you know how Hallmark movies are all like about how through the magic of Christmas they'll like find love. It's always about a girl who works too much, and through the magic of Christmas, she works too much, but like she's never been out in like years. But with the power of Christmas, she like finds love and finds her family again.
Yeah.
Do you think you could take other holidays, and more specifically, do you think you could make a 9/11 Hallmark movie?
Didn't they have that movie that's like a romantic comedy? And then the last scene is it's the guy going into work all happy that he's made a connection with this woman. And he turns. Oh, no, sorry. He turns. It cuts back to her. She's a teacher. She writes on the board the date, and it's September 11th, 2001. And then it cuts to him looking out his window, and he's just like looking at a plane. And it's like, that's how the movie, you're like, what?
Imagine that, but 10 years later, woman's been working through every 9/11, hasn't taken one 9/11 off to find love. And through the magic of 9/11 and of a ghost of a first responder, she finds the magic of love and the meaning of family through 9/11.
Maybe her parents died in 9/11 and his parents died in 9/11. That's how they met. Because they did 9/11. No, that's not good. Scratch that. Actually bookmark it. We're gonna circle back to that. Both their parents died in 9/11. They were in the Pennsylvania one. So
the one that didn't happen.
So nobody cares. That's the most conspiracy theory one. Because that was the one where they said the passengers took it down, but both of them on their first date talk about how all of their parents at random points in their lives sat them down and told them, if I'm ever in a plane hijacking, I will not do anything to take the plane down. And I will prevent other passengers from doing it as well. I do not like that idea. I am a big fan of the status quo. And if the status quo is that we're being hijacked, then we're being hijacked.
And then they find out they're siblings.
Wow.
Yeah.
But
this conversation.
Are there not 4 parents? There's only 2.
Yeah, there's just the 2. Yeah. And there's a scene of one sitting on the left side of a couch during this conversation. At a different point in the movie, they have the right side of the couch. And at the end, they just take the 2 shots. And
were they in the same room the whole time?
Yep. They're right next to each other.
They just didn't look to the right and to the left.
And the working lady's been working too much to notice it. But
her
then
brother was right there the whole time.
Yeah, right there the whole time. The magic of 9/11. They find love.
And then they kiss right at 9:06 or whenever, 9:36.
Yeah.
9:26.
Have you seen, they make 50 Christmas Hallmark movies a year. I think, like as crazy as this pitch sounds, I think it's mediocre compared to what like actual Hallmark movies are about. There was one that was just like a mannequin comes to life and just starts fucking this girl, and then she realizes how bad the mannequin is, and then falls in love with a man.
The mannequin's not a good dude.
No, he's weird. He's
That was
too
his
into
problem?
the holiday.
He's
Yeah, it
weird.
was just weird. He was just kind
I
of
started dating
he was
this
stiff.
this animated mannequin. How's it going? He's weird.
He's odd.
Weird. I don't know. He's like awkward around. He's like not chatty.
He was too superficial. He kept doing. They only had one joke in the entire movie, and it was just that he kept doing poses that he did as a mannequin for fun. Like instead of Pictionary, he'd be like Thanksgiving, and then he would do like a Thanksgiving pose. That was the whole movie.
That's really funny.
There was
Next
one.
question.
Oh,
Let's just get through this, dude. Let's get through it. Next question.
do you want to not waste
Yes or
these-
no? Let's do a yes or no. You know what? That's too much. Let's just have a no. Just give me a no question. Hit me with a no.
Just a no question.
Yeah, a question where the answer is no, and I will answer that, and then we'll go on to the next question. Hit me with one.
Do you like avocados?
Yes. Fuck! Don't you listen? Don't you
Oh,
listen,
I'm
you
sorry.
fat idiot?
I even felt like that didn't have the energy it needed to. Okay, this one I think is pretty good. For paraplegics, I've really considered this. How disabled does someone have to be before it's no longer assisted suicide and it's just murder? Like if you kill a person with a stubbed toe, you're murdering them. But if you kill someone who is like neck down, that's assisted suicide. You're helping them.
A stubbed and neck down.
Stubbed. And I think there
I
is
stubbed my whole
actually-
body.
I think when it comes to paraplegics, there is a Mason-Dixon line that you can use to measure whether or not you can murder them. And I think it's the nipples.
That's pretty good. When you say paraplegics, are you saying paraplegic? Or are you saying a pair of pelegics?
What is a pelegic?
It's one half of a pair of pelegics. It's just the one, but you need both. You need both.
Kill
to get
them?
in. You need both to get in to the establishment, but you only have one pelegic.
Okay. So, and I think people will
If you came in and
initially.
you're like, "Hi, I'm Nathan the pelegic," they would say, "Not enough, not good enough." You find the other half of your pair of pelegics and then come back to the club or bring some girls. If you have girls, you don't need
Wait,
the other
were the
pelegic.
pelegics not women?
No, pelegics are men.
What are they?
Men who are without
Any
their
more descriptive.
who are without their other, and they can't get into the club unless they have their pair or some bitches. You know the rules.
Okay, so I think initially people are going to be like, the nipples. And here's the thing, if your nipples down, I think you're disabled enough. Like if you're just waist, like work on it. I'm not going to kill you. You need to earn it. I think nipples down, or alternatively, and the more ridiculous solution, if your nipples up, you're kind of limp, kind of slamming into shit, and you only really got your legs
paralyzed
using.
from only the nipples up, but your legs
Yeah.
and lower arms and everything else works fine.
No. Your arms are above your nipples. So your arms are limp. You're kind of
Your arms
kind of
aren't
doing
above your
this.
nipples.
No. Like start. All of it beneath it. It's fine. You
No,
get
no, no.
elbows.
Yeah, elbows enough.
you
I'm
have
like,
you have elbows and hands. You can do like this. Some of these you can kick, but you have no vision, smell. You have no senses, and
you
you
really use your hands. I feel like you'd want to make one of those "who has two thumbs and can't move" jokes, but you'd be like,
yeah. You make sounds, but it's just like your lungs excreting agony from existence. But I think anything above or below it, it's murder.
murder,
Yes or no?
murder.
This is gonna be a loose one, isn't it?
Murder. Dude, murder is so bad. You ever think
Is
about
it?
that? Yeah, murder
Yeah, I
is
do.
not good. You ever think about how, murder is bad.
Have you ever heard "Zombies" by the Cranberries?
Yes.
That's pretty bad.
Not as bad
I'm
as
not saying
not
I'm not
as bad as
comparing
murder.
it to I'm not comparing it to murder, but I'm saying if I had listened to the Cranberries play "Zombies" 3 times live, I don't know where it stands on the murder.
Can we try to stay on
suicide
topic
scale.
a little bit, please?
Mhm.
All right. So you would kill people if they had nipples.
Yeah, I think no, if they couldn't experience fully their nipples.
In this scenario, are do their nipples work? Is that
No.
is it exactly that's the cutoff? If their nipples
Yeah,
work,
just if their nipples
That's the
don't work,
line.
that's the real. Yeah, I want people because 52% of men enjoy nipple play.
when you lick their nipples, if they're not very happy, or at least if there
Yeah.
isn't a 75% chance that they're very happy,
Yeah,
because it's all women plus half of the men,
Mhm.
75%,
Yeah, no, it's a little higher than that. It's like
3/4 of
76,
a
but
pelegic.
76. Yeah.
Anyway, and then you
It
would
seemed like that deeply upset you with the face rubbing. And I'm willing to kill the 25% of people that just don't enjoy nipple stuff to make sure that we're not ever murdering someone who
To make
doesn't
sure
want
that
to be murdered.
everyone who ever licks any nipple in the future
Knows.
gets an attaboy.
Yeah.
Because they're doing something good.
Yeah. I don't want any. I would say if you can't enjoy nipple play, I think death. For me, I think it's assisted suicide. If you can't experience that,
I do nipple
are you
stuff,
even
but
really
it's not play when
experiencing
I
life?
do it. It's nipple work.
It's work. What is nipple work?
That put on their nipples. Imagine the negative space in front of my face is a nipple.
A male or a female nipple?
A nipple. I don't see gender when it comes to nipples. I just count them. 1, 2, blah, 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 blah.
No, I was worried you're gonna say like 3 or 4 and keep counting up.
No, I only lick the 2, and if there's more, I bite them off.
You'll murder a gaggle of nipples?
Yeah. Seriously though, murder is not cool. It's not good. It's bad. Some people say it's really bad, and I agree with those people. I agree with all of them.
Hitler didn't like murder. Unless
I
it
agree
was
with
Jews.
him. I agree with him in this case. It would be me and Hitler against anybody who wanted to debate us. It would be like that Steven Crowder thing, you know, where you sit and you're like, you say your position and then you're like, debate me or whatever. But but also the sign would say, and then this is Hitler. He's on the right side of this one, guys. So I realize he hurts my debate, but if you had intellectual integrity, it wouldn't. You would listen to Hitler's point and you wouldn't ad hominem. Isn't it weird? His name is an ad hominem. If you were like, you're Hitler, he'd be like, hey, not fair. You have to call him Aid, like Adriana in The Sopranos, but it's not.
Do you think
Adriana, it's
do you think
Adolf
in the situation?
Hitler.
Do you think in the situation would you prefer literal Steven Crowder
To Hitler?
Yeah.
Yeah, in
this
most
debate on
situations, I
murder.
would prefer Steven Crowder to Hitler.
Really?
I mean, I guess if I was trying to do a Holocaust, I would prefer Hitler as sort of a mentor, but I'm not. But if I was, but I'm not.
You prefer? I think Steven Crowder would be a more annoying debate partner. I think at minimum Hitler was a charismatic person, and I think you could convince more people with not Steven Crowder. Not that I'm saying Hitler was good in any way, but even in this case, I think Steven Crowder is a bad debater, and you'd get more leverage from having such an infamous person who was infamously known for convincing people of things.
I know, like, mostly this podcast is weird questions back and forth, but do you want to, this episode, just really get into the Kyle Rittenhouse case? Just like change it up and like really, what is your take on Kyle Rittenhouse? Like really get into it.
Can I be totally honest?
No.
Okay.
I'm worried about what you're going to say.
Because you said Kyle Rittenhouse, and I said, can I be totally honest?
Say a more likable version of whatever you're about to say, please.
I have no idea what that case is, or I stopped
so that
watching.
was the nice version of it. So what you really think is pretty fucked.
Yeah, the nice version is I don't know,
and the real version is you were there.
I am Kyle Rittenhouse.
You look like him. You got big cheeks.
Really?
Not really. Big in your nose?
A little bit.
What's the next question? You gonna eat your booger?
For the fans. If I got one.
Yeah, how much money on Patreon would it cost for you to eat your booger?
$15.
Wow.
Yeah, $15. Okay.
Dude, I would do it
Next
for
question.
14 and I would blow you out of the water. I'd get so much money.
You would get $14.
Yeah, because then every 15 times or whatever it's like another booger for free.
Yeah, but then our podcast would just be us eating boogers for money.
Well, no, just me though, because nobody would ever get you to do it. Because
I would ask you a question, you'd be like, and
I would have undercut you. You would never even eat one booger, and you'd be excited at the beginning. You'd tell people about this booger thing we're doing because we got this new promotion. We're really excited about. We eat our book, but then only I eat my boogers, and you don't get the money. You get a little bit, but you don't get as much as me. It's not like a 50-50 split because I'm eating all the boogers. Let's say like 70-30, but I'm open to negotiate. I'm going to start at 80-20. What do you come back with?
60-40.
No.
I have to watch you eat boogers.
80-20 is as low as I'll go.
Why are you winking? This is some kind of debate. 70-30
All right, 80-20. No, 80-20.
No, 70-30.
I can't go any lower than 80-20.
You found out.
Can't go any lower than 80-20.
70-30.
Nope.
75-25.
It has to be 80-20.
Okay.
Do you agree?
This
80,
is
20? 80-20?
Sure. Next question.
You
ready?
I would have gone to 70-30. You don't get any of that booger money, dude.
Boogers.
You don't get any of that booger money.
Next question. Okay.
You know what? I actually was in a pair of Pelagics and I fucked the other one up because I'm a ruthless capitalist. All that stuff earlier about me being a bleeding heart liberal, that was fake. I softened you up with my rhetoric and my ideology, and then I fucked you on that booger deal. Now there's nothing you can do about it. We shook on it.
Okay. That's the next question now, or are we still?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. What do you think if you were in an orgy that had a reading list before the orgy? What are some of the books
That would
that would
suck.
be on that reading list.
Dude, I would fake it. I would go to the orgy and then I would be like,
Did you read?
Pip had great expectations. He expected a lot. Estella was a bitch. I think we talked about that last time. No, we didn't. I don't know. Estella, remember Estella from Great Expectations? God,
Yeah,
what a
no,
bitch.
no.
That's all I took from that book. A bunch of other
That's
stuff
your
happened.
reading list would consist of Great Expectations.
Yeah. And
I think I would.
1984.
I was going to go 1984, also
Yeah.
in my orgy reading list. I think that's if you had an orgy reading list. I think 1984 is crucial. I mean, I don't know how you can have a truly free orgasm without understanding what it's like to be held down by the man.
Yeah,
by
the whole Big Brother was watching. I wouldn't want anybody watching me. I'd be like, nobody watch me. You're trying to control me.
Mhm.
Everybody close their eyes and look away.
It's about freedom. I would also do Tuesdays with Maury.
Wow, that's sad.
You can't truly experience
I think
the
there is some
peaks
sort
of
of
life.
a stoic thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
You should
without
picture
enjoying
your own death before every orgy.
Yeah,
So
before
you
every
can
climax.
most fully be in the orgy.
Because you
I try
not
to
really
do it every
present.
moment. Yeah, I try to right before I come when I'm masturbating. I try to picture my own death right before, so I'm more present as I orgasm.
I think I would do 1984, Tuesdays with Maury, and then I would double down. And you're like, more sad books? Exactly. I would double down with Where the Red Fern Grows because I just like that book.
What kind of what kind of orgy is this? Is it one with lots of poop?
Oh, I'm imagining I'd wide shut. I mean, you have a reading list beforehand.
Is there more poop or is there more
thing.
cum in this orgy?
Cum.
More
There's
cum than poop.
Only cum.
It's one of those.
You come in and ask that at the beginning of the orgy. It's like, we had a reading list. Are you planning on pooping?
Oh, I just
That'd be
wanted to bring up poop for the fans.
I mean, this question technically had no poop or cum directly in it. It was mostly about literature and I think have you ever wondered this? Do you think we had those reading lists as kids so that nerds didn't feel like losers for reading those books?
No. I think they were. If I hadn't read the Hunger Games and then not the other two Hunger Games, I wouldn't be.
I read
the man
all
I
of
am
them
today. Every book on those reading lists was a crucial Jenga block to the structure that is Nick. If you pulled just one of them away, I would collapse.
Would your hair get better?
It would collapse. It would lose the
so
volume.
It would at minimum get shorter.
No, it would just get flatter.
If you didn't read Great Expectations, learn about Pip, your hair would be flat.
Yeah, I think that's where we went.
So what books did you pick?
I told you I picked Great Expectations and The Hunger Games in 1984.
Why'd you pick The Hunger Games?
Because it's very exciting. Orgies can get a little dry, so I want something exciting to read.
You want me to go on to the next question?
The problem with orgies is all people are doing is having sex, but I want to get to know
them.
Yeah, I want to what do we all think about the books?
Yeah, I'm worried if I had an orgy and then you asked for a reading list that someone would come expecting some kind of book club and with our penis, and I'm like, my penis is out. And they're like, yeah, we can still enjoy the books though. I'm worried people get too lost in the books and not enough into the sex. Like, you don't talk about the books at the orgy. You just read the books to get you in the right mindset for the orgy. And I'm worried people are going to lose that.
You know, I'd be worried about with an orgy. Because everybody always is like, oh, what if you're in an orgy and you're the first person to come, right? And then you're like, fuck. I think, it'd be worse if you're the last person to come. Everyone's been doing orgy stuff for 45 minutes. You're sitting there beating off while everyone's putting their shoes on. People are like, whose umbrella is this? And I'm like, beating off while people are getting their umbrellas. Don't open that. It's bad luck. I'll never come.
Who's having an orgy in the rain?
No, it's raining outside.
Yeah. Who's
inside.
doing that?
You're not gonna cancel your orgy for a little rain. Not gonna cancel your orgy for a little rain.
What about some light hail or snow?
You're asking me what would make us there's a lot of people involved in an orgy. I mean, really, I think it's kind of up to like really anybody. You get like one person cancels and they were like the fun guy at the orgy who's like getting everybody started and chatting and what'd you do? And then he cancels and then like 3 people cancel. Now your orgy's like 3 people. That's not an orgy anymore.
That's fair. If you were like an orgy bouncer, like you'd decide
3 people is just me and my girlfriend and someone who wants to get booked on our show. I mean, that's not an orgy.
I'm just asking if you were show. Me? I'm okay.
No, people.
Okay.
To have a threesome with me and my girlfriend. That's the only way. We're those kind of people. Her idea. Next question.
Okay. I was going to ask you more about the orgy stuff. If you were some kind of bouncer at an orgy and decide who did or didn't get in, what facial features would you be looking for?
Beards. I would only.
You would have a gay orgy then? Not
necessarily. I would have a bearded orgy.
How many bearded orgies are not gay orgies?
Not a lot. I admit. Look, people ask this a lot. I've been dodging the question. There aren't a lot. They do skew gay, but I don't want that to just.
What do you think the ratio is of gay to straight bearded orgies are.
It's a great question. I see why you're asking it. Let's just say it's a lot. Let's just keep it at a lot. But they're fun.
Is there anything else you would look for besides beards?
And I just look for like a friendly smile, kind
Smile?
eyes. Yeah.
I think if I was walking into an orgy, it's like, you got any here because you have kind eyes. I think it would leave the orgy. I don't like that they're I don't like that they're making me so human.
No, dude, could you imagine an orgy of only people who had kind eyes and nice smiles? You get in and feel validated and really warm.
And you don't come at all. You just think, ooh, that felt good, and then you leave.
I mean, you can, but you don't need to. I mean, people are really interested in what you're up to, and you feel that from them. You'd be like, "Hey, can I come?" And they're like, "Yeah, totally. That's really great. I mean, you're good at coming. It's great. Do you want to poop?
Sure.
Do you want to poop on the cum, dude? If I saw poop on cum, I would throw up all over that stuff.
It doesn't even work. The thing that people were commenting on, the episode that you're commenting on, happened now. Just came out. This is 4 episodes later when we're filming this one.
Dude,
you understand that our next few episodes don't have a lot of poop and cum references.
Dude,
and this will feel like at minimum a late callback, and you're somehow outdated on your own podcast.
All I'm saying is if I saw a puddle of cum with a pile of poop, I'd probably throw up. It'd be so gross, I'd throw up all over it. But I haven't eaten in days, you see, and I have this bowl. No, I have this cup with a straw, and I would
Can I ask the next question?
Diarrhea, poop, cum. No, so I'm sorry, throw up. No diarrhea. That's gross. Throw up, poop, cum. Dude, if I drank that, throw up, poop, cum, dude, I'd fucking throw up and I'd have diarrhea. Probably cum too.
I don't even know if I'm gonna use this episode.
I'd start bleeding. And I would did I say poop? I don't want to leave that out.
Okay, next question.
I don't know if we can use this episode. Whatever.
I do. I came up with all the questions. Okay.
All right, next question.
Do you think that humanity as a group would be willing to keep their buttholes shaven? All of them have to shave their buttholes all year round. And in return, global warming was stopped.
I already do that. Not even for global warming, just
Yeah. Do you think humanity would start? Do you think people would, instead of asking for like the president's his like tax returns, like, let me see your butthole. I want to see if you're on the right side of.
It'd be like the vaccination cards.
Yeah, they'd be like, let's make sure you're on the right side of science.
I'll be able to tell if they match.
Yeah. Would you do it? Do you think society would do it, or people would be like, you would have some weird hairy ass Republicans being like, when the water levels rise, then I'll shave my butt.
No, I think people would do it. No, I don't know. I would do it.
You don't think so?
I would.
You would? Do you think you would have like that really leftish cousin at family or friends that hears a not wet fart and they're like, I don't think you shave. You're a monster.
Didn't you have a similar question the other day about something impacting global warming? Oh, your poop.
Yeah, I think
your sticky poop.
Yeah, I think you could solve global warming.
Your sticky poop. And now it's butt. I mean, this is actually a very similar question.
No, it's not.
It's
not a similar question at all.
Exchanged butt hair for sticky poop.
I hate you.
Nah.
I think the question was good.
Nah, we already did that question. We already kind of covered that.
Next question. If you had a superpower, or just if you could lift as heavy as objects as you wanted to, but you would, whenever you lifted something, you would grunt equally as hard as you lifted, would you take that power? So like you can now lift superhuman objects, but you have to grunt so fucking hard.
This is my secret. Don't tell people.
Yeah, it's your secret superpower.
No.
But if you go to like lift a pencil, you have to grunt a tiny bit.
Right. That's the thing. I don't want to lift heavy object. I just want to lift. I want to lift up this can and be like,
Yeah, you have to grunt for all of them. To get any strength, you need to grunt, but you can grunt really hard and lift like superhuman objects.
What's a superhuman object?
A couch, but by yourself.
Couches are superhuman? Like in the stage of evolution, it's like fish, then
have you seen X-Men?
Then monkeys, then us, then couches.
Yeah. You think Nightcrawler beat out the X-Men?
Didn't he?
Oh no, sorry. The Nightcrawler beat out a couch.
There's another episode where you shit on Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler is really powerful. He can teleport.
Yeah, couches can see.
Couches are very slow. They take forever to get delivered, and you got to put them together. Opposite of Nightcrawler.
No, Nightcrawler sucks and does a shitty power. Clearly, what we're looking for is a couch.
Yeah, that's a funny thing. If I had to grunt every time I lifted stuff, I mean, does the grunting stop? Do I get used to it, or as I'm like riding, I'm grunting the whole time?
You're not really. You could get used to it if you want to, but you're still grunting every time. You gotta, if the passion isn't there, somehow your body knows it won't get the same level of strength. Like you'll save a person from like a moving car by grunting really, really hard. And they'll be like, dude, I After that, I don't even know if I even wanted to be saved. They like won't be into it.
Yeah, it's comedic. It's comedic, dude. Dude, you really. That's a sidewinder to the audience. Shit.
Do you want to end the podcast now?
Have we hit an hour yet?
It's like 3:20.
All right, one more last question.
I don't know if it's just me, but whenever I touch a sticky surface, like when my phone is sticky, for instance, my first thought is to lick it. Like that's how I think I solve. Yeah. Is that like a knee-jerk thing for everybody? Or when I feel like a sticky thing on my phone, I'm like, oh, I'll just lick it clean. And do you think if we kind of took that approach more broadly, do you think we could solve humanitarian issues?
You think humanitarian issues are caused by sticky stuff that people won't?
No, a lack of licking. No, a lack of licking. I think humanitarian issues caused from a lack of licking.
Like that people are trying to send money and aid, but no one will close the envelopes.
Yeah, no one will just...
money falls out at the post office. Yeah. I mean, if that's the problem, it seems you've diagnosed that as the problem. I don't know if that's the case, but if that is the case, licking would be helpful. I can't.
And would you be willing to lick? Would you lick someone else's envelope?
I would never lick another man's envelope. That's too personal. Whenever I send an envelope to another man, I have a woman lick it.
Why?
Not gay.
Do you think licking a man's envelope makes you gay? Wait, so then what? Sucking a dick is gay?
Yes. Dude, would you lick an envelope and send that to your dad? Exactly.
Absolutely not.
Whereas my mom, dude, I would lick my mom on the face. That's my mom.
You would lick your mom on the face?
Yeah. For Christmas or whatever. I'm just saying, like, it's
is it a present?
It's different with men and women.
That's my mother too. That's the whole thing about the podcast. That we're brothers. Two brothers.
Yep.
Do you think the Jonas Brothers did the opposite of like adopting their fourth Jonas brother? So they were just the three of them?
Like gave them up?
Yeah. They had a roast that came out today in our time, not the future time that people would listen to this, but our time. And they were like talking about how the one brother is the middle brother and how there's the youngest brother. And I kept thinking, well, there's a fourth one that you guys just aren't mentioning here. And they wouldn't admit to they kept imagining that there was just three of them. And I think they literally
kind of really is like a roast of that guy.
Yeah.
Like he was
everything
roasted,
they said.
But the fact that they wouldn't roast him.
Yeah, they wouldn't even recognize him. They were like, all the Jonas brothers are getting roasted. And he sat at home. And they kept being like, Kevin, the littlest one, or Nick or whatever. I don't know. Yeah. And there's like this little Joe bro. But he doesn't have something going on. He's not one of the musicians. He doesn't have diabetes. He's got nothing going on. He wasn't in Camp Rock or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I think we really learned a valuable lesson tonight about the importance of sleep.
Do you wanna close the podcast with a fun tag?
A fun tag? Better than the sleep thing?
Yeah.
Get some sleep. Get some sleep. You don't look so good.
This was Nick and Nathan's sleepy podcast.
This
one
was
like 4
sleepy.
in the morning.
It's 4 a.m. It's 3:30. Who are we lying for? 4?
Yeah,
that's late.
I am wide awake. And yeah, if you're wondering, I am hanging out in a room with pictures of Nicholas. It's just a wall that the whole wall is just in tribute to Nicholas.
That's true.
Show him my wall. Show him my wall.
It's more Nicholas.
It's Nate.
Most of this house is pictures of me.
I'm gonna show them. We're in the same house.
No,
he's just past this door.
Nope.
Right.
You can't prove that
one. Yeah,
that.
I can.
Nope.
We've actually been in the same space every episode.
That's such a dumb.
Yeah. Nick was like, what if we did a regular podcast? And he was like, what if we did a Zoom podcast? That's what I think our audience would prefer. He's like, this platform doesn't work unless we're on Zoom.
I'm in New York right now.
But we're in the same room.
I'm in New York and Nathan's in Northern Virginia.
No.
Yep.
We're both in Southeast Michigan. Detroit. Did I ever tell you about that?
About Detroit? Did you ever tell me about Detroit? The Motor City?
About Detroit?
You think I need you to tell me about Detroit? The story of Detroit is the story of America.
Did I ever tell you that when I was applying for my first job, dude, there was a place.
Stupid Irish fuck.
Is Detroit Irish?
You're Irish.
Okay. That was the first time I ever got my first one of my first job offers. They were like, it's great. You just got to move to Southeast Michigan. And I Googled what Southeast Michigan was, and it was Detroit. And I was like, this is the laziest attempt to trick someone to move to Detroit I've ever seen. Detroit. Yeah, they said everything but. They're like, Southeast Michigan, it's around here. There's these things. And it's like, are you telling me I have to move to Detroit? And they're like, well, maybe. We don't like to see it that way.
You don't have to live in Detroit, but you will have to work there and raise your children.
And get stabbed there.
And bury your children there.
Yeah. They're not making it.
Okay, it's bedtime.
Podcast.
Bedtime for Nikki Downtown and Fat Nate. Think those nicknames will stick? Nikki Downtown and Fat Nate.
I hate Fat Nate.
You hate Fat Nate?
I don't like Fat Nate. No, I
Oh,
actually
I
don't like it
talked
at
about
all.
that with a lot of people. They thought you'd like it. All right, that's a wrap. Good night from Nikki Downtown and Fat Nate. Fat Nate and Nikki Downtown.